For these high school students, their whole life is ahead of them. Graduation, college, career, and family. In between all of that comes some tough and oftentimes peer pressure decisions. That's why Weslaco ISD thought it'd be a terrific idea to bring someone who's been there, suffered some consequences, and is even lucky to tell about it today.
Well, I made contact with Yvette Donovan, who's a representative of L&F Distributors, in regards to Sarah Panzau. We wanted to bring her to our school to promote education on drinking and driving, and especially right around the corner of spring break.
WISD students, mostly from CTE Early College, are on hand at the Performing Arts Center to sit and listen to a story about a person who had it all. From a two-time junior college All-American to hanging out with the wrong crowd, it led to disaster.
I had to learn at 21 years old the consequences of poor choices and the choices that I was making, like driving drunk and doing drugs.
August 23rd of 2003. I was lying in the highway pretty much dead. No heartbeat, no pulse, no blood pressure.
Panzau Evans doesn't want that to happen to anyone else, including students at Weslaco ISD.
So I was hanging out of that car as it was drugged 60 miles an hour for 40 feet against that guardrail.
I get in front of these students right now. I hope to impact their lives so they don't have to go through what I went through to learn the consequences of poor choices.
It was never supposed to happen to a girl like me. But I know I was never meant to be in a car crash, given a 0% chance of survival, and then end up looking like this for the rest of my life either.
Well, I was looking at the images, and then I just saw her standing there looking at the images, like if she was remembering, and then she started talking, and I was like, wow.
Panzau Evans didn't sugarcoat it. Her hour-long speech includes her struggles to recovery, the regrets she has,
I ended up dropping out of college my sophomore year.
and her emphasis on family and friends.
I rebelled against everything that my mother said.
Well, one lesson that I learned, I lost every friend that I thought that I had the night that my crash happened. But when I woke up, the only people that were in my room and the first face that I remember seeing is my mom and my family.
Panzau Evans even challenged the audience.
Nice to meet you, bud.
She asked everyone who they would call if they're somewhere, need help, and alcohol's involved.
Your parents, be responsible and let them know what you did.
CTE Early College sophomore Robert Quiroz bluntly stood in front of the crowd and gave an answer perhaps not many would have the guts to say or even think of.
I think you're exemplifying an amount of courage that I never once remember having in my entire life.
And it made me feel very empowered, especially coming from her, because her experience and imagining what maybe the courage she didn't have. Like she said, maybe back at her age when it happened, her courage of not wanting to call her parents, of not admitting to her mother what she had done. It's empowering for her to tell me that you have the courage to stand in front of all of your peers and tell them this.
A lot was said in the 60 minutes, many stories, many laughs, but there was a message, a big one that could very well be the difference between life and death.
For me, drinking and drugs have never been an issue, and she said the same thing, and then she started hanging out with the wrong people, and they got her into it, and then so it's I have to be careful with who I hang out with.
It was powerful to the students, and anytime we can make an impact to the students like that is very rewarding to us, because we change lives here in Weslaco, and we want to make sure we do that.
I beg you, please, don't make that second poor choice and get behind the wheel.
For KWES TV, I'm Gonzalez.